A very good afternoon to you all. Day before yesterday, we discussed tenses. We started tenses day before yesterday. Okay, students, and we'll take some outlines of tenses today. That means what is a present simple tense and what is a present continuous tense, and what is a past simple and what is a past continuous, like this. We take all the outlines of the tenses today, and after that we are going to do one PPT, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, students? So first of all, let us verify simple present and others. In the last class we learned about tenses and types. I told you that there were three main tenses, and each main tense comprises four subtenses. Each main tense comprises four subtenses. There are three main tenses, I told you. Three main tenses. I told you there are three main tenses. Each main tense comprises four subtenses. Each main tense comprises four subtenses. It means there are total 12 subtenses. Students, you must remember one thing here. All these 12 subtenses are very, very important for the language construction. It means that for the spoken and the written language, these tenses are very important. We can call them the basic grammar. Unless we learn tenses perfectly, we cannot understand the total English language. Because even you take passive voice, even you take direct indirect speech, or you take simple, complex, compound sentences, or you take any other English grammar structure like degrees of comparison or anything, everything depends on tenses. Tenses are the basics of all this. Hence, we should be careful in learning these 12 subtenses. I will give you a brief idea regarding all the tenses, possibly, and I'm going with a PPT presentation after that. Okay, let us look at the 12 subtenses. First, let us take the first one among them. The first one is present tense. In this present tense, we have four subtenses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one is present simple. The second one is present continuous. The third one is present perfect. The fourth one is present perfect continuous. Present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous tenses. These four will be there. Each tense has some rules and regulations and some limits. We have to understand the rules and regulations of each and every subtense, and we have to learn the usages of theirs, and we have to practice, and after that we can go for past tense. In past tense there is a repeat again. There is a repeat, like past simple, past continuous, like that. After that we will go for future tense. In future also these four are present again. Future simple, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Now on Saturday I gave you some verbs also. That means the 6 forms of verbs I gave you. What I mean is, the forms must be known to us. Unless we know the verbs, we cannot write a sentence perfectly, because the verbs are only the lifeline to construct a sentence and connect the subject with object. Okay, now let us see. First let us go for present simple. First of all, let us see only 1 minute, what is a sentence? What is a sentence? Let us see what is a sentence. Write down please. A sentence is a combination of, a sentence is a combination of, a sentence is a combination of, a combination of 3 parts. Those are: 1, subject; 2, verb; number 3, object. That's it. Subject, verb and object, these 3 will be there in a sentence. A few minutes ago I told you that verb is very important. Unless there is verb, we cannot complete the sentence meaningfully. So verb is that important. So we have to learn about verb, I told you already. So this is that. Hence, I gave you a few number of verbs in the last class. And I told you that every verb has 6 forms. Those are V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 and V6. You also took down some of the verbs as homework, and I think that you might have done them, all the 6 forms. Okay, so without those forms we cannot form a complete sentence. Without forming a complete sentence We cannot make tenses. So that is. So usually sentence will be like this. A sentence will be like this. It is with a straight line. Usually we write every sentence horizontally. And we make some divisions among them. We make some divisions in the sentence, straight line. These divisions will be, the first one is S for subject, V for verb, and O for object, like this. These. Please take down these. Subject, verb, and object. These three will come. You must take down these three. So, tenses also are made in the same pro forma or formula, that is subject, verb, and object. You may speak to anyone in a conversation. Even you look at me, I am also speaking to you now in the same tenses. You are listening to my lecture and you are able to understand my English in the form of tenses. That means in my language there are subject, verb, and object. That's it. So these three elements are very important for us to understand the complete grammar. So I will go with one or two examples related to this sentence. After that, we'll go with simple present first. Okay, students? Now I am wiping this. I am clearing of the screen. Okay, students, I am clearing of the screen. Now let us make one or two examples. Mohan dash a movie. Mohan dash a movie. I wrote one sentence. Look at this sentence. There are two elements in this sentence. Two elements, element 1 and element 2. There are two elements, element 1 and element 2. The first element is called the subject, and the second element, the final element, is called object. You look at this. So I make here subject and here object. Though there are two elements in a sentence, we cannot say it is a complete one unless there is a fix of a verb. So let us see what kind of verb is suitable to it. Students, I told you there are 6 verbs: V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 and V6. Most of the people, 95% of educated people in India only know about the first 4 forms. But we have extended another 2 forms to make comfortable English for us. Okay, let us have a glance at this. You see now 1, 2, 3, 4 choices are given. 4 choices are given. The first one is wanting. The second one is want. The third one is wanted. The fourth one is none. Like this it is given. So verbs are given like this. 3 verbs. And one is 4th choice, none. We have to choose the best among these three. There are many techniques in even English language. We can learn like mathematics. Many techniques out there. You just remember, whenever there is a name, V1 never comes. So you see now, this is V4 and this is V1, this is V2, that's it. There are three verbs. One is V1, another is V2 and another is V4. Students, I hope that you are listening to me and you are able to understand. One thing I would like to tell you, that is, there are only three verbs among these six. That is a top secret. Students, after being born, man has been trying to find out, discover, invent how man was born. What was the purpose for that? Like this. Scientific nature is there in man. So he created science and he started discovering many planets, stars and different elements on earth like this. So man is a scientist. At the same time, to learn a language also, we should be like a scientist. There must be some techniques. We should not follow blind rules and blindfolded guidance and thoughts. There are techniques everywhere that we can find. Let us look at this now. I told you that there are only three verbs and the other three are non-verbs. We don't want non-verbs to fix here. What are verbs and what are non-verbs? I tick down, those are verbs. If I put a cross mark, those are non-verbs. Verb, verb, non-verb, non-verb, verb, non-verb. See now? V1, V2, V5 are verbs. Whereas V3, V4, V6 are non-verbs. Okay. It is a stunning fact. Many people don't believe this statement, but we are just like scientists. We are discovering new facts in English language. Till Charles Darwin declared that man was not born from heavens. Man's origin came from animal kingdom. Man is not a god or a god creation. Man is only an animal. Then only man started realization. In the same fact, most of the people don't believe that there are only three verbs. That too, V1, V2 and V5. So V3, V4 and V6 are not verbs. We want strictly here a verb. We want a verb in the blank. We don't want a non-verb in the blank. How to bring a verb? First let us see now. V4, V1 and V2. Three are there options and one is none. Among these three, let us first strike off non-verb. So V4 is non-verb. Let us strike off. Now our options are only two there. If we have to find out the correct option between these two, we will go for the fourth one. Now let us look at these two. These two are definitely verbs. But one thing, my dear students, whenever a name comes here, it takes a yes verb. That means at the end yes should be there. If name is here, remember that. I will repeat it at the time of our lesson. I'm not teaching now, just I'm giving you some guidelines. And I would like to give you a lot of techniques in English language. Of course, and many people think that English comes by reading books. No. We can only understand English language when we read books, but when we learn techniques how to do grammar, we can master the subject. Definitely. Now you look at this. There are two now. In these two, there is no S. Okay? No S. So I will strike it off. Then you may ask me, sir, this one also does not have an S. Why don't you strike it? But not. If there is no S, at least there should be a D. If there is no S, at least there should be a D. If D is there, it is the answer. If S is there, it is the answer. If both are there, we have to look for this. That is a different phenomenon. But, my dear students, the right phenomenon is, now whether there is S or not, no S, come on, but there is D, yes, that is the answer. Mohan wanted a movie. That's it. So there ends the matter. Okay, students, we need not go for none. So this is, I will give you a small example. You give me the answer now. Okay, students, now we'll go for the next step now. We'll go for this. We'll go for the next one, students. You see now, Vijay dash money sometimes. Vijay dash money sometimes. Now you look at this 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now you see the first one, want. No, I'm sorry. The first one, spend. The second one, spends. The third one, spending. The fourth one, none. Now you decide the answer of these three. Okay, students, what will be your answer? So you see now, here the name is Vijay. When you have the name Vijay, there are two things here. One is yes at the end. The second one, D or ED, like this. Of course, there is D, but it is the part of the verb. It is not extra D. So we'll see now V1, V5, V4. So we don't want V4 first. So we strike off V4 and we don't want this and we want only this, spends, like this. Now I'm trying to tell you, my dear students, now I'm trying to tell you the importance of the verb. That's it. So without the verb, you cannot work with the sentence. It is an impossibility for us. Okay, my dear students, so take this, please. Now, did you see this? Okay, students, I hope that you might have written this and we'll go for the next one. Now, let us see what is present simple. What is present simple? Let us see, students. Present simple has here straight line like this. I'm giving you a brief introduction of present simple, and after that we will do PPT on that. Okay, students, now you see subject, verb and object. That's it. And in this present simple, what is for present simple? Now you see now. It tells about, come on, write down. It tells about, that means present simple. It tells about presently happening actions. It tells about presently happening actions. It tells about presently happening actions. Okay, students, now let us look at the verbs. The verbs. What are the verbs there in present simple? Very simply, we have to find out the tense. That is very important for us. Now you see this. The verbs you take. What are the verbs there? There are two verbs, V1 and V5. Two verbs are there. Those are V1 and V5. That's it. No other verbs will come in this.